Alright guys, I'm going to give you a 4-week food plot update. I haven't gave you one yet, so I'm going to make sure I do it today. As you can see in the background here, it looks like it's growing pretty good. This is, like I said, 4 weeks worth of growth. And we did get it filled in pretty good. It's growing, but it's growing slowly. I mean, because the temperatures change. Everything that I planted, I can almost pick out. We got the turnips and the radishes coming in at the bottom here. I think that's what the small ones is. The winter peas coming in pretty decent too. Clover. Let's see if we can find some of that clover. I mean, the clover is real small, but that's what I want. I don't want it to grow too much right now, just because that's really for my spring food plot. But it is growing better than expected since we planted it so late. It was giving the deer something to eat, which is the main goal of it. And I like, just cause there's not really no dead spots in it. It's pretty much full all the way across the food plot here. We're gonna make our way to the back where we planted the buckwheat and the rye grain. Getting back here to the back, you can see it like it's growing a little bit better right here. But back here in the back, where the rye and the buckwheat, this back half has never looked like this before. You talking about some nice full, it's like your grass at home in the middle of summer. I'm very happy with that, because like I said, this back half had never grown that well. And I guess that buckwheat and that rye like this back half. I can't complain about that at all. As we can see looking down here, I can see where the deers have been eating some of this buckwheat. Or is that just pushed down? Yeah, there's a couple of spots where they been eating on it. You can see some of the tops nipped off. And plus I have had some hogs show up, which I never had hogs show up on this food plot before. But it's looking good at 4 weeks. The sun pops out every now and then, but the temperature has dropped to the mid-50s most of the time. And but I can't complain. It's got something that the deers are coming around, and I believe that's why I got so much deer activity around my food plot right now, because before this food plot was planted, it wasn't much showing up on the cameras at all. But now I got buck after buck and plenty of does sitting out here in the food plot. So we're gonna go over to the small food plot and see how that's growing. Alright guys, we made it over here to the small food plot. As you can see in the background, it is growing, but everything on it that I put on is not growing. So let's take a look at what we got. To me, it looks like just the rye is the only thing that's growing pretty decent, which that's good. At least something's growing. I'm just gonna take a random spot here. Everything else is growing, but it's small. You can see this is some of the turnips and radishes. That's a small winter pea right there. And I believe some of this smaller stuff is either the turnips or one of the radishes or something like that. You see a couple small clover. I guess everything is growing, but it's just growing real slow. Cause this food plot, I don't put too much into it. Like I said, I just put 1 bag of fertilizer, 1 bag of lime on it. And I need to lime it up real good, because it is a lot of activity to be on this little food plot, believe it or not. And especially with some food on it, it makes it even better. I did check the cameras last week, and it had bucks running back and forth chasing does around through this food plot. But at least it's growing. I might have to start putting some more lime on it. That's my fault. But we did get something to grow in here. It's just not bare ground. I was just looking at a couple of old buck tracks coming in out of here, just going up through that trail, because they run across through here and they run to that little trail over there. So, and there's one right here, and there's another one right there where my camera's at. So all right, well, we're gonna go over to the 40 and check on that and see how that's doing. All right, guys, we made over here to the 40. As you can see in the background, it is growing, but it's growing slow also. This is the small food plot that's up here in the front. When you first come in, the little trail there, like I said, it's got that one good spot right there that's growing pretty decent. But I'm just trying to look and see if all those are tracks, or that's just the ground roughed up. But there might be a lot of deer activity in here, because this place normally holds a lot of does. We can see what's growing here. We got some clover coming up pretty good, and some turnip and radishes coming up halfway decent. Yeah, this place needs a lot of lime and fertilizer too. Like I said, I spend so much money on my food plot that this one just gets left behind sometimes. And that buck got a scrape up under this tree here, so. All right, let's go over to the bigger food plot. All right, over here at the bigger food plot, it's growing almost the same. It's growing, but it's not growing that well. I haven't did a soil sample on this food plot in about 2-3 years, so I need to get a soil sample out and see exactly what this food plot needs. I'm gonna walk around back to the small food plot here in the back, if I don't sink in the ground, because it's awful soft over here. But it's a lot of deer tracks coming in and out of this food plot. Just trying to get to the back here. If you remember, here in the back, I planted mostly that buckwheat back here in the back, and whatever else I had left over in the spreader there. But I don't see much buckwheat. Just a little spot here and there. It's a good wet spot right there. Like I said, it just rained last night, but you can see all the deer tracks just coming through here though. I mean, it's a plot. There's a lot of deers back here, but This food plot is not growing that well. I guess we're gonna have to take it up in the spring and start putting a lot of lime on it. Try to get the pH right. That type thing. I'm gonna I'm gonna switch that camera out for a better one. But guys, that's about it for the food plot update. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I make sure I keep doing it probably every 2 to 3 weeks just to keep y'all up on that. But other than that, guys, it's another video. And like always, I appreciate everybody that went over to my other channel. Michael, I Can Fix That. And subscribe, that helps out a lot. Y'all just don't know. So, till the next video, guys, we out. And thanks for watching.